Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Temptation Island Season 1 on Netflix, Episodes 5 and 6.
Listen here, a lot has happened. We was left off with a little cliffhanger with Ashley seeing this little shower scene.
Yes.
With the handprints and the butt cheeks on the glass.
And the heavy breathing.
You get what I'm saying? Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
Yeah.
Walk us through this, please.
All right. So Ashley is feeling relieved. She knows who she came here with.
Yeah.
He had a fiance who was the mother of his child. He didn't deserve her, and he doesn't deserve Ashley.
Okay.
She says that he probably cheated on her more than once if it was that easy for him to do it. And I would say, Ashley, I would have to agree. Have to agree, my lady.
That's facts.
Yeah. I actually was surprised by how well she took it, but it made me think that, okay, Ashley's really rooted in reality. Like, she knows who Grant is and how Grant moves. And because of that, she, in a way, I feel like was able to protect her heart a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure it still hurts because, you know, that's who her boyfriend is. But she's just like, I know he get around, you know?
Yeah, and also at the same time, I think once she decided to come on the show, she already decided that we're not going to be together.
Probably.
And guess what? I can pick up my new boyfriend here when there's a buttload of men. And basically, I can have my pick at the litter, you know? So it is what it is.
So Taylor sees Tyler sleep over with Kay, him rubbing her back in the bed, him saying his relationship was over, cuddling with Kay, and how it just rolls off the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor feels broken. She wants this relationship to work. This is her worst nightmare. He crossed the boundary of the cuddling, kissing, touching. She feels not worthy. And when people get to know her, they leave. She would probably leave herself too. And Mark is telling her she's believing a lie and that she matters.
Hey, Mark, you don't know her. Listen here. I say this, right? What the boundary you gave me of the no cuddling, touching, kissing, and things of that nature, you might as well say, and don't be on the show. Like, you got to give me one of the things that I can do to basically
test the boundary.
Not even test, but to quench that temptation, right? Meaning that, hey, okay, I won't have no one in my bed. That's a good boundary, right? But the touching and when I say touching, it don't have to be sexual. Let's say if we was in the jacuzzi and things like that, and we're talking, and then like I show this together, her legs is on top of mine, or our legs is basically across each other. Is that crossing a boundary? I'm like, I ain't kiss. I understand, like, as a guy like Chris, you're trying to split the hairs. Yes, I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I'm doing. Don't tell me what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I don't know why she feels so self-deprecating in this moment to the point where it's like, hey, you knew based off of what you said that he had B tendencies and he's basically not.
He's immature.
And he's not a man, basically, right? And now that turned into, you know what? No one wants me. Everybody walks away from me, and I probably walk away from me too. I need to know which therapist to send you to, because this is now it's no longer about what Tyler did with Kay. It's about what you think of yourself, and maybe in many ways that you are basically what is the word? You are projecting onto me, and like you just really need to battle some inner demons that you have in yourself. And that's what I think Taylor have. I think Taylor have bigger issues than what Tyler's doing and his tendencies and things of that nature. I think she has some self-esteem issues that she needs to actually address.
Yeah, but I think that those self-esteem issues can come from experiences in your life. I think that as things happen to you and people leave you and all these situations happen, that you do start to form that belief of, well, I must be a easy person to leave because I must be horrible. Well, you know, and I think that it's easy to kind of frame that in your mind instead of realizing, like, okay, just because someone leaves me, it doesn't mean that I'm an awful human being. Well, you know? And I think that also with Taylor, which we don't really get deep down into knowing these people like very well. This is a very surface fun level type of show, but I feel like Taylor, the way that she like spoke of Tyler before he really did anything, it just made me wonder, does she talk crazy to people?
Yes.
Like, does she talk down to people and about people like in that way that she claims that she loves? And if so, then yeah, that is a trash characteristic to have,
and that's why you gotta go to therapy. Because
and maybe that is one thing, like if you're doing that, then sure, people don't want to be around that,
but listen to what I'm saying about the self-esteem and why she need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Because if everyone's leaving you in a relationship, therapy, after you go to therapy, after each time you have these moments, therapy would teach you how to take accountability the right way.
Right, like what is your stuff versus what is their
stuff. The way
stuff.
she's trying to take accountability is the woe is me way. That's not the right way to take accountability.
Right.
If everybody want to leave me, that's not what therapy teaches you, right? Mm-hmm. So my thing is, if she could go work on her self-esteem, right, and talk to someone who is a professional to teach her how to take accountability the right way, right? To where, hey, maybe in front of millions of people and in front of a stranger, because I know for a fact, and it's kind of crazy to say that I know this for a fact, or an educated fact, that if you're willing to tell a stranger that your man got B tendencies, I only can imagine what you're telling the people that you're closest with. You're probably going into more details. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, maybe it's the way that you are projecting. Maybe it's the way that you're brash. And I'm not saying that is the cause of why people's leaving, but we need to find the cause of why you're that way. Right? Yeah. Take accountability for that, not for people leaving you. Right? Because if you take accountability for that and work on that self-esteem, then we can obviously say, okay, we're not going to pinpoint that the reason why people leave. We be like, okay, you're there's other reasons, and it could be other people's fault completely, but not no woe is me type of way.
Yeah, but I also don't want to let Tyler skate by. If Tyler came in here knowing how Taylor is, and you know your girl talked to you crazy, and you still want to be with her and prove to her that you can be,
that's stupid.
Be able to be faithful, then you gotta give a little bit harder of a fight than you gave, because it was literally after like the first or second bonfire, he was just like, well, our relationship's over, and I'm like, okay, Tyler, but it wasn't in you to begin with.
But no. But no, I'm gonna give him a little bail to get out of jail now.
No.
He said our relationship is over after he saw that basically she said he got B tendencies.
Yeah.
Like it's like, all right. It's like you don't say you have B tendencies
to a stranger
and then be like, I love you and I want to stay with you. I'd be like, yeah, it's over because you're talking crazy about me over there. True. And this is the point. And this is the part of the video that they showed me. I can only imagine what you said after that. I don't think she said much worse than that. But I think Tyler gave his fake resistance to Kay the first day. It wasn't as easy. The first time, he just showed her the room, and she was like, so much places to journal, and guess what? She did not stay that night.
Yeah.
So give him a little bail to get out of jail for that. And he had to sit there and watch his girl call him a B. And then he still just cuddled with the girl. He didn't even kiss the girl yet.
True.
You get what I'm saying? For her to basically be spiraling of, like, everybody leave me. It's just like, wait a minute now. Let's learn how to take healthy accountability here in this. Not no woe is me accountability.
So tomorrow the ladies will get to pick another guy for a date.
Yeah.
There's a temptation haven where there are no cameras to explore their connections further. Now in this temptation haven, once they go in, it sends lights to the other house so they know that the other house has someone in the haven.
Yeah.
So we get to the guy's bonfire. Tyler sees Taylor saying that he has B tendencies. So that didn't even happen yet.
Oh, it didn't even happen yet?
No. Well, it didn't even happen yet.
It's called listen here.
So that was your excuse.
No, it's called men intuition.
Okay. He knew that she was talking about him.
You was about to talk crazy about me, so I just cuddled with her. That's all it is. You know how women like to blame stuff on their intuition, right? Even though I would have wished your intuition would have told you not to be with me in the first place,
right?
But it was my guy intuition that said Taylor probably talking bad about me because she said all this stuff to my face. So I'm gonna cuddle with Kay. That's all it was.
And she wants someone to be her rock. Well, Tyler said that it hurts, it cuts deep. His journey has been trying to feel valued. If she needs to say those things, that's a lot to unpack. He's going to take it on the chin, process it, and he's not making any decisions about it just yet.
He already made his decision.
So with Brion, we see Shantae saying that she's basically not as sexual as him. And if he wants to live that lifestyle, that's fine. Just Shantae doesn't want to do it. She wants him to understand the emotional side of her and just listen sometimes. Brion said that he's working on what she's talking about. The bubbly personality that he has is surface level. He's asking these women questions that he hasn't dug deep enough to ask Shantae. And he wants to know these things about her. Sometimes he does deflect with comedy. So for me with Brion, I'm like, Brion is just I just don't get Brion. Like,
I get him.
I think he's just like a quintessential F boy. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing about he's not even cool enough to be an F boy. That's the thing that's actually the punchline of it, right? At least with the F boy, you could be like, like for example, like one of my favorite rappers, Future, right? I can see why women would like Future. I don't know why they would have children by Future, but I can see how they could fall into the Future hive. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see, like, Brion is not cool to me.
I think that Brion is fun to be around.
I think he thinks he's cool, right?
Yeah.
I think these women got to play a role of acting like you're fun to be around because I'm the temptation girl, right?
True.
But at the end of the day, any guy that comes up to a girl and leads with their sexual drive and things like that, and that be the driving point of their conversation, most girls would be like, yo, like, we don't want to be around like no freaky guy. Like most girls will look at him
some
like,
fan.
Like, exactly. It's like, so, and that's what I'm saying. Unless you're going to get low vibration girls, unless you may get an Alex, you know what I'm saying? To where she basically like, well, my favorite thing to do is to do this, So that's why I think the thing about Brion is that he's used to low vibration. He's used to these like young girls and these girls that really don't have no value, at least in my opinion, right? That just like, oh yeah, let's talk about sex and do sex all the time. I don't know nothing about Brion outside of the fact that he want to have threesomes and like his main girl don't.
And when he talks about he's digging deep with these girls, I'm like, where? How?
He's not. and oh man. I don't want to, because
I
don't want to say it because it was what I'm saying will be proven later on in the episode.
Okay, well, we haven't got there, so let's move on to Lino.
Well, hopefully y'all watched it because I'm doing spoilers next episode.
Oh, please don't.
Okay.
Alexa says that if they don't leave together, a lot of people in their lives will be devastated. He still feels like second choice, but if he doesn't see that she's been loving and choosing him, then she will have to leave, and she cannot do this for the rest of her life. Lino knows that feeling second best comes from insecurity. Yeah. She is choosing him and wants him, and he sees that he is not validating himself. Okay. So Lino is, doing the work he needs for his wellness retreat.
He better be doing something. He's doing all that writing.
Yes. Grant sees Ashley saying that she gravitates towards the most confident guys. She was drawn to Grant, but why would the universe send her a piece of ish? Grant says that she's too focused on his mistakes, and he's not a bad guy. He's a good father, a good man, and she's not letting him love her. He doesn't know if he should just let this go.
I like that. Listen here. Listen, I know I messed up, but I'm a gaslight you.
The audacity
it's you.
of Grant to be like, yeah, she just doesn't want me to love her the way that I need to love her.
Yeah.
So it's a wrap after he already F'd Natalie.
Yeah. You're like, you know what? I don't know how much I could deal with this.
I was like, I cannot believe my eyes and ears.
I like it.
So Ashley goes back to their villa and tells the guys that they have a single lady in the house.
Okay. Yay.
Tyler says that Taylor doesn't want this, so it's giving him a lot of green lights to move ahead.
See what I mean?
Danny gave Ashley some flowers. She sits to talk with Logan and Danny. She tells them about the clips that she saw, and Ashley is going to go on her next date with Danny. Grant tells Natalie that she doesn't want the love from him. He has to stop worrying about Ashley, and it's time for him to move on.
Facts.
Let's see. Brion is trying to figure out if he's ready to be fully committed. He always saw himself wanting a wife and kids, but he can see himself in a poly lifestyle.
Dude, stop right there. Dude, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I had a whole group of guy friends, and I don't even want to say friends because friends give off the wrong impression, right?
Okay.
But there was a group of guys that I had to work with in early years, like 19 and things of that nature, right? That always talked about, oh man, like I need 3 wives, I need 4 wives and things of that nature. Mind you, we working at this low end job, right? We in school and while doing this low end job and things of that nature. And mind you, he needs or they needed multiple wives because they needed more women to basically quench his sexual drive and things like that. If you look at them now compared to what they were saying back then, I don't even think they have no women now. And that's my whole point. Usually guys that talk like this, they don't have nothing to offer but sex. Yeah. And eventually, like, it's fun for women in their early years, but I never met no women who got something that's really going for themselves, that's really like, the bar, that's gonna bring themselves down to a guy level to be like, yeah, I'll be a sister wife.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense. That's why I think Brion be watching those YouTube videos or something like that.
That red pill conversation type stuff.
That's why I'm like, you think you're like that guy, but I don't think he is, in my opinion.
And for me, I'm like, Brion, just go live the lifestyle. Just do what you want to do, because it's all he can talk about. It's all he can stand to say what his value is that he wants a lot of women, and he should live that life. But he doesn't want to let Shantae do her own thing. Like, he's just like, I'm gonna have Shantae. Like, I've got to have Shantae and do whatever I want to do as well. I'm just like, he wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. Like, I don't see why he can't let Shantae be free. I don't see why Shantae doesn't free herself.
No, that's really the real bar right
because,
there.
Girl, he does not stop talking about this.
Free yourself, Shantae.
Oh my goodness.
Free yourself.
With the Temptation Haven, of course, we'll see the light come on if anyone's in the other villa. Shantae can't continue her relationship with Brion if he's going to teeter on this line. Then we see Yaman and Taylor talking. Tyler kept saying that he might not be able to reach her expectations, and Yaman tells her that she cannot build a man, and she appreciates his wisdom and his mindset.
And that's the thing about it. I think these guys in the women's villa, they are coming with great advice. You can't build a man.
Right.
A man's going to be a man, right? And the fact of the matter is, these women are coming back, and listen, I'm not forcing nobody to do anything. These women are coming back from the bonfire, crying, feeling real sad, feeling real low, but they still not doing nothing in the villa.
Right.
They still not having fun. Instead, they going to their rooms and crying. Meanwhile, this guy gave her great advice. Does that mean that they are going to build a bond together? No.
But I will say that the vibes are very different, and I think it's because the guys versus the girls know what type of time it's going to be when they get back from these bonfires. But the guys are just like, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's sit down, let's talk. And the girls are like, all right, we got the shots going. We want the margarita. Exactly. And maybe they just need different things when they come back from these bonfires. But I'm just like, the energy is just so crazy to see how different it is. So Tyler asked Kay to go on their next date, and they also go into the Temptation Haven. We hear a lot of kissing going on, and the women's villa turns red.
Blaring.
Shantae is breaking down.
Y'all. She lost it.
Yeah. Taylor goes in to console her. She is just hoping that it's not Brion. Alex tells Brion that she and Courtney are going to sleep in his bed, and he was like, okay. They're trying to see if they can get him to crack and have this threesome.
And that's the whole point right there. Right? They are not like, they are the anti-Mia. They like, look here, can we crack him, because we're here to basically be temptation.
Yeah.
And he's talking this big game and what he could do and what he want to do and things of that nature. Can we crack him? Meanwhile, I will give him his respect from this point here. Shantae spiraling, he's not even the one that went in the tent.
But he doing a whole lot, though.
Oh no, he's about to.
He's doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
He did not go in that tent.
He did not go in the tent. Shantae, I don't know why you I don't know why you subjected yourself to this. This seemed like this is a little bit below you, but maybe, I don't know, because my thing is, anything that you allow, you accept.
Yeah.
So it's not my job to rescue you.
So look, they're in the bathroom with Brion, asking him how far he's willing to go. He says he likes to watch before he indulges. So we hear some moaning, some skin slapping. Grant is going to go on his next date with Natalie, and they're kissing, and they go into the Temptation Haven, and of course the light goes on at the women's villa again.
Now they thinking like something. They are crazy going over there.
Brion walks out of the bathroom in a towel, and it is morning, y'all. They were partying all night till the sun came up. So he had his threesome with Courtney and Alex. He has no regrets. He feels like he's still respecting Shantae. Women appreciate honesty. Now he's trying to figure out how to get Angel and Amaya in a threesome as well. So the man feels no regrets, and he's trying to figure out how he can get his next one.
Man math. Listen, I get it. Here's the thing, right? And he's going to say it, but I'm going to say it first, right? He's like, look, if I was to do it with one person, that's total disrespect.
Yeah.
That's total disrespect. It's like, look, I only slept with her, Blair. I ain't kiss her. Because if I kiss her, that's a whole level of intimacy that is just too much. Meanwhile, there are guys that legitimately kiss that don't like kissing. Like kissing is, some guys I know, they feel like kissing is nothing to me. Like I should kiss anybody, right? But whole time he said out his mouth that he doesn't feel bad, and now he's looking for two other girls.
Yeah.
It's low vibration to me.
And I feel like for Brion, like, If your sex drive is that unquenchable,
yeah,
you need to go see the lady. You need to go see the lady, because I was doing a little bit of research online, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I heard, and this is what I seen. They don't be testing these people before they come on the show.
Wait a minute now.
They don't be doing the tests to make sure everybody's on the up and up. And not saying that anybody's not clean, so to say.
Yeah.
But to put yourself in a position to where you just got done with these people trying to get on to the next people without any type of testing in between. It's just like, we're not like, are we thinking here? Are we thinking at all? And maybe, hey, maybe the condoms were in use.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, there is just a level of just complete disregard for your well-being, and let alone Shantae's. I'm sure if Shantae didn't know about this because of the show, she probably would have never known, and he would have got back with Shantae. Like, this is scary work. This is scary work.
Well, here's the thing about it. Like, even though like that is a good point, nobody cares about that point, because because people cross that bridge once they see it, and once you agree to come on the show, you gotta understand, if you agree to come to a show that doesn't test you, I'm not saying it does, I'm not saying it doesn't, right? You already came to terms. That already lets me know how you think about your health in general, right? Because I would never do that, right? But to go back on the actual act, I think I need to know more about Brion, because as a guy who is hypersexual in that way, he could be depressed. And he probably don't even know. Like so that's what I'm mostly looking at, the act of it, and why you feel right when you got that that it scratched, you're looking to scratch it again, and you not even out your bath towel. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? You might be depressed.
So the girls think it was Grant and Tyler, or Tyler, who went into the Haven. Brion is talking about how he loves his girl, but last night was nice. Brion is going to take Angel on a date. He doesn't want to build an emotional connection with the girls he slept with. So Courtney and Alex, he put y'all in the hoe bin.
See what I mean?
Alice and Courtney say they don't care, but I think they were a little bit surprised that they didn't get asked to go on a date. Maybe not Alex, but I feel like Courtney was a little bit like, yeah, that's weird, because she had been talking to him too
since day one.
So I keep calling her Sarah in my notes. Taylor is taking Yamin on a date. Alexa is taking Gio. Lino's going out with Amaya, and Shantae is going out with Hashim.
Nice.
So Taylor and Yamin go horseback riding. Tyler and Kay go fishing. Then with Taylor and Yamin, she appreciates him talking her through the end of her relationship, and she trusts him and thinks that his head is on straight. We see Tyler and Kay share a kiss.
Nice.
Amia, who was it? Lino and Amia, something about making coffee. I don't think it was Amia. Oh yeah, it was Amia. Then Shantae and Hashim do an ice bath. Brion gives Angel a massage, and she asks him what his non-negotiables are. He tells us that he's a Christian. She doesn't understand that, because how do you want to have a godly woman but you want to have sex with multiple women at one time? He says that God knows his heart. His walk is different from other people's walk. She asked when was his last threesome, and he wasn't trying to answer the question. He's talking about a long time ago. It was just yesterday.
Yeah, literally
a few hours ago.
It was like less than 6 hours ago.
She was asking him deep questions. To him, it was turning him off.
But wait, hold on now. Don't, you're going too fast, Blair. I thought he said he was getting deep at the bonfire.
That's what he said. Until somebody actually want to get deep with him.
And now all of a sudden it's off-putting.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Now you don't want to talk. Now that's what I'm saying. Now people gonna think you're dumb. Because now that we actually having conversation and conversations, now you don't want to talk. That's why I'm like, he thinks he's one way, but really he's coming off as another way, in my opinion. He
talks about how he usually avoids deep conversation and uses comedy. And Angel in her confessional tells us that he's always contradicting himself, and he sounds dumb.
You see what I mean?
He wants a godly woman, but he wants threesomes. He loves this woman, but he doesn't want to open up to her. And Angel, I was just like, I love Angel, because Angel can see the play. She exactly sees who Brion is, and she's not about to play into any of these games, whether or not she's a temptress or not. She's like, this guy is not it.
Now listen. Her job on the show is to tempt the guys, not just tempt Brion. She's there to be temptation,
right?
And now she is willing, based on the conversation she had with this guy, for as short as it was, to be like, "Oh no, I can't even do my job with this idiot,"
right?
because he thinks he's one way, but he's the other way. It's not her job to even care if you're dumb.
No,
but you're so dumb that she's like, I can't look past it. because you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. Now, mind you, this was the guy that was sweating inside the restaurant, talking about, oh man, she from Atlanta too. I'm in Atlanta. She's beautiful, and Angel is beautiful. But think how dumb or low vibration you have to be for a girl whose job is there to tempt you to be like, you're goofy.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with you. I'll be like, that's facts.
Facts. Alexa and Gio have hot chocolate under the stars. Ashley and Danny have a sensual embodiment class. She actually sits on his lap. She's feeling comfortable with him. And there's a lot of touching and caressing. And I think this is where their like romantic sparks started to build from friendship to romantic. So Grant and Natalie have drinks. And we learned that her parents got divorced when she was 16. They are so much happier being apart and remarried.
Okay.
Grant always wanted a family and to be married. He had a kid before he intended on having one, and he felt terrible splitting up with his fiance. But it's nice to hear that her parents worked their situation out separately.
Okay.
So we're kind of learning that Grant wants this familial structure, and maybe he's forcing things a little bit with Ashley in order to maintain some type of stability in relationships, when clearly Grant wants to be all over the place.
Yeah.
So Ashley can see a connection forming with Danny. Danny enjoys everything about her, and Natalie and Grant share another kiss. Okay. So we get to the women's villa. Logan is a little bit jealous of Danny's date with Ashley, and I'm just like, Logan,
don't be jealous.
Step
Logan.
your game up then.
No, Logan, just go home. Just go home.
Back at the guys' villa, Grant and Natalie spend the night together. And the guys' villa turns red. So one of the ladies is in the Haven.
And we don't know who it is.
No, until we get to episode 6.
Okay, well, let's get to episode 6.
So let's go. So the red light goes off. The guys think it was Taylor or Ashley. And y'all, it was Ashley.
Okay.
She went in there with Danny to talk.
You see what I mean?
She just wanted the light to go off because the light went off for them the other day, and she figured it was Grant, so she was like, this is their tit for tat thing that they do.
But here's the thing about it, and this goes back to their whole point of, they go to bars and they try to make each other jealous. Grant actually did something in the shower and in the tent. You went in there wanting to make Grant think that you did something. That just gonna make him do something again.
For real.
So that's why I'm like, it's just gonna hurt you at the end of the day, but sure.
Yeah. Shantae is talking about she still has hope for her relationship, and the guys in the villa are calling her relationship a situationship.
It's not even that.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So Mark arrives. He's back to the villas. Mark talks to Taylor one-to-one, and he tells her, look, Case is back. We see Case arrive.
Yeah.
And he basically tells Taylor, you don't have to feel any pressure with him coming back, but your past is in your present. It won't be your future. Not everyone leaves you, pretty much.
Yeah, he basically said,
he's trying to make her feel better.
Yeah, cause I'm about to say, I hope you was a little bit more sentimental during this part, right? But you wasn't, right?
All right.
Mark came back because he said when Taylor talked about everybody leaves me, he said that touched him and it kind of choked him up a little bit, and he came back with better words to say of encouragement,
right,
for her self-esteem, in the sense of, hey, listen, that's the past. Stop using a past to basically define your present and your future, in the sense of people leaving you. Like, you are a great person. You don't have to be so down on yourself and things of that nature. Chase, I don't know why Case, whatever his name is, Case is back.
Yeah. I
really don't understand why he's back. I don't want him back. You get what I'm saying? You wanted to leave. You should leave.
Yeah.
So, I think they tried to make this like a very like touching moment, but truth be told, no words can outdo the work that Taylor have to do on her own. Taylor has work to do that she has to do, and it's not going to come from positive reinforcements from a stranger.
Right. So we get to the men's villa. They're playing pickleball. The ladies are having a beach day. We get to nighttime. It's a full moon, and both villas are having parties. Everybody's having a good time. The guys at the girls' villa want them to let the single ladies, Ashley and Sarah, to kind of get loose for the night. Okay. So Yaman is finger painting on Taylor's body. The guys are setting up tents in the men's villa for them to have some sleepovers outside. Brion is keeping his options open when it comes to Amaya, Angel, Courtney, and Alex.
And that's what I'm saying. He's part of this red pill community, I feel like, personally.
Yeah.
To where he's like, all the women wants me. I have 4 women now. You get, and now I'm like, no one's like, whole time Grant is probably the most sleaziest dog out of all of them, and he tried that jealous thing one time, and he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on my one. It doesn't make you more masculine or more manly to think you have 4 women on your line.
Right.
And then on top of that, you don't even have 4. Because Angel don't like you. The other 2 feel some type of way about you throwing them to the side. And you really even haven't started to work with the one. So you have nobody.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's the reality.
And Amaya can tell that he wants to explore a more physical connection, but she's keeping it fun and flirty for now.
So off top, she's like, oh, you just want to have sex with me? I don't really want to do it, so I'm kind of using this as a defense to whatever you want.
Right.
Because you're a weirdo. A weirdo, yeah.
So Shantae wrote, I love Brion on Hashim in paint.
This is why the woman villa is trash, man. And for one,
Shantae, like, please,
first
girl.
of all, why did he allow her to write that on him?
I don't think he knew until somebody probably told him.
What you mean? Man, I ain't gonna hold you. I probably would have got eliminated that night. I would have spazzed if you would have wrote another man's name on me.
And Hashim's talking about he's confused because didn't you just see him come out the bathroom with another girl?
Whole time.
So what are we doing here? Well, Brion has always had options of beautiful women. If he has sex with just one woman, then that would be worse than having a threesome.
Men math.
Ashley and Danny say that they're into each other. They go into the Temptation Haven again. They're talking. Danny talks about how he could see her as his girlfriend, and they actually have a kiss.
Good job, Ashley.
Grant takes Natalie to the Haven, and they moaning in there.
You like that? You like that?
Oh my goodness. I'm like, Ashley, like, don't even go tit for tat with this guy because you're not willing to go as low as him. He's going to beat you out every time.
I like that.
So it's the next day. Brion comes down saying good morning, and Angel, she don't even speak to him. She just says he's such a weird guy.
They laughing at you behind your back, bro. like that's what I'm saying. That's who he is. That's what you saw was a true depiction of what women think of Brion. And now, Shantae, I hold the mirror up to you of why you're the girl that gotta give the weird guy a seat at the table.
Hello.
What do you think of yourself? Are you weird? Because at the end of the day, all the girls, because when she said it, all the girls started laughing like, yeah, he is weird. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, this is who Brion is. He's really the weird guy who probably didn't get nothing when he was like younger. And now he's using his older years off of YouTube videos and things of that nature to catch up. And that's why I'm like, yeah, he's just a weird guy.
So Grant doesn't know if he and Ashley will make it out of here together. If she puts in the work, he would be willing to marry her.
Okay.
So Grant has done nothing wrong. Ashley needs to put in the work.
I like that. I'm listen here. I know what I do, but I'm a gaslight you.
Woo, y'all, this is crazy. Anyway, Tyler is connecting more with Kay. Still sharing the bed, no sex yet, but he's feeling like he could be ready for it. Taylor and Case have a chat. She was gutted when he left. He apologizes for leaving without talking to her, but she's happy that he's back. But Case leaving, it did leave room for her to get closer to Gaiman. And that's where I really feel like, Case, you could have stayed gone. I mean, things kept moving when you were gone. So unless he wanted to just enjoy the island a little bit more, I'm not mad at that.
He misses bros, man. Because at the end of the day, no one was going to eliminate Case. So it's like, why would you choose to go back to work when you could just literally just finish off the show just playing volleyball? You know what I mean? Yeah.
And we have Nikki and Kay from the guys' villa, and they're over there talking about how they don't know how Shantae puts up with Brion because the man is off. Everybody can see it.
Do you see what I mean?
So Courtney and Brion talk. He's glad that he had a threesome, but he's seeing that it's not as important to him anymore. He doesn't think that he would need to do it again.
Now stop right there, dude. You know why he said that?
Why? Because he couldn't.
Because now he knows he can't get another one. Because he already cut off the other two, right? And now he's feeling the vibe that the other girls don't want him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So now he's kind of stuck with whatever connection he think he has.
So it's like fake introspection.
Exactly.
Of like, I wouldn't see, like, I got my itch scratched. I don't even want to worry about it anymore. But right after it happened, he was trying to figure out how to get Angel and Amaya.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, when he walked by, and then that's when she's like, look at this little weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Now I think he's starting to feel that, like, the girl's not really feeling him the way that he feels him. And now, like, the tide is turning. And he's like, you know what? I'm starting to realize that Shantae's important to me. Shantae might just be the fool that still got the bag in her hand. The whole time she was supposed to run with everybody else. I'm using this analogy.
Okay.
But she was left holding the bag and things of that nature. And that's why I'm like, you should have just left that defected person in the sense of Brion, in the sense of, oh, he feels like he can love bomb and he could be the guy that you want him to be. But whole time he's talking about the things that you're not. I still haven't heard enough things of the things that she does for him that basically makes him better.
Right.
Like only thing I heard is the things that she don't do. Mm-hmm. Even when she was having a good time dancing, he basically was like, man, I'm happy she's having a good time over there. Like I never get to see this side of her.
No, but even with that, like he was saying, like she just doesn't let loose. He was like, I like that she's not touching the guy, but she don't never let loose and stuff like that.
But it's kind of hard to let loose if I feel like I'm being peer pressured all the time. I feel like he like peer pressure her to like do things.
Yeah. So Courtney tells him that you go after what you're told you can't go after. Mm-hmm. She feels like she's as sexually, active as Brion, and he should go for someone who's more on his wavelength when it comes to that.
Yeah.
He thinks that this will make his relationship with Shantae stronger now that he knows that he doesn't have to hold the threesomes over her head anymore.
Well, thank God.
Logan feels like a clown to get between Ashley and Danny. He was disappointed when they went into the Temptation Haven, and Ashley has to go talk to him and be like, hey, don't give up. We can still talk. We can still have a connection. And that put a little pep back in Logan's step to keep trying.
It's a fake pep.
Yeah. So Mark arrives. There's going to be another bonfire tonight.
Nice.
The guys are nervous, more so about what the girls are going to see because they've been doing a lot.
And also, they already been through these bonfires enough. And they're like, man, our girls are boring. They ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So we get to the guys first. Tyler sees Taylor talking about how she trusts Yaman and Yaman painting on her leg at the party. Mm-hmm. Tyler said, it was a little bit lighter this time. She talked about him crazy the last two bonfires, and it looks like she's pursuing another connection. Mm-hmm. He looks up to Kay. She inspires him to pursue the life that he wants. Taylor wants him to go back to a 9-to-5 lifestyle and to take less risks, but that's just not what he wants to do.
He said, a job? Job smart. I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brion sees Shantae crying, thinking that the red light going off was him. Mm-hmm. He says that he didn't go in the tent, but he did do some stuff.
Oh, yeah, you did.
He fell into temptation, had a threesome, but he doesn't regret it. This is like the second or third time this man said he doesn't regret it.
Yeah.
But he said it didn't fulfill him. He feels better knowing he doesn't have to hold that over her head. Mm-hmm. The pain is for a moment, and he can give her a lifetime of happiness. In other relationships, he would cheat consistently. He wouldn't cheat again now. He would apologize, and he knows that she would stay because she's a great woman.
Meaning, I'm just going to translate all that to, she's my only option.
And she's a fool. Pretty much is how he feels about her. Yeah. Because all I got to do is say, I'm sorry, maybe, bend over a couple times, and she's going to take me back.
She's my only option. I love her so much.
Yep. Lino sees Alexa saying that she has a soft spot for Gio. Mm-hmm. He's like her comfort. And Lino's like, okay, another Italian guy. She's looking for comfort. She found somebody similar to me, but that guy's not me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Grant sees Ashley telling Danny that the connection is growing. She feels safe around him. Mm-hmm. And then we see them going into the Haven to kiss. Grant says, well, she's looking at that guy like she loves him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know if he feels disgusted or happy for her. He is speechless. He loves her, wants her to be happy. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Yeah. Maybe she doesn't want my love.
I like that. Put the onus on her. Listen here, Grant, if you're going to be the villain, mm-hmm. this is my type of villain right here that mm-hmm. act like they are the good guy, act like they are the victim. Yeah. The whole time he has been leading the charge on basically the first guy's kissing, the first guy having. He's been leading the charge on everything going wrong at these bonfires.
Right.
But at the end of the video, even though she doesn't do anything, not even a quarter of what he does, he's like, maybe she don't want my love.
Not that toxic love, Grant. I think we all could do without that.
Yeah.
And Mark even had to say, well, maybe you don't want her love either.
Well, it's not about what I want, Mark.
He tells them there's like a gap between what you're saying and your actions. But we learned that the Temptation Haven will be gone when they get back to the villa.
Yeah.
They'll have an opportunity to record a 30-second video to send a message to their partner if they would like.
I would have told Mark, are you talking or am I talking? I meant what I said, right? She don't want my love.
Okay.
Right?
Brion said that it was tough seeing Shantae upset like that, and he has to stop bringing up threesomes and crossing boundaries.
About time, right?
About time. We get to the girls' bonfire. Ashley sees Grant kissing Natalie, going to the Haven, him wondering if he and Ashley will make it out of here, and if she's willing to work on things, then he would marry her. And Ashley says herself, his words do not match his actions. He's over here talking about wanting to marry me after he done pounded this girl into a glass wall. This is crazy.
No. That was last bonfire. This bonfire, I did not pound anybody to a glass wall. It was in a tent.
Pounded her into the ground. Okay. So Alexa sees Lino telling Alex that he's tempted by her. She was basically above him, staring at her. There were these intense urges he was having, and he has to explore his temptation. And Alexa said, look, he came here for clarity. Hopefully he can get his clarity. It hurts, but she loves him and wants to be with him.
Nice.
Taylor sees Tyler ask Kay to go on the date. They go into the Haven, and Tyler kissing her on their date. And Taylor says, he's finally happy and he's joking, and she never got to see this person. She doesn't know this guy. She knew he would go for the girl since the lineup. Tyler told her, don't give up, and within 8 days, he does this. He focused on her shortcomings. Now she's choosing her script for herself. She's a strong, beautiful, deserving woman.
Hear me roar, woman roar.
And to me, I was thinking to myself, I was like, Taylor, I hear what you're saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's over here saying, trust me, I can be this great person and all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I really do feel like in their relationship, she was probably sucking the life out that relationship.
But listen.
Just the way that she talked about him.
Yeah.
And the fact that she was saying, like, I would say all this stuff to him as well. Well, who's going to be happy in a place like that?
But Blair, listen, though. You're right. You're not wrong. He don't have a job.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that he needs money, but I would think if you don't have a job, that there will be times, maybe not every time, that, okay, can you front me? Can you help me with something? At least if I'm helping you with room and board. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is, I think I want to give her a little bail.
Yeah.
Just a little bail to get her out of jail. Right? Maybe she tried being nice. And maybe, like, as guys, we take advantage of y'all niceness. And now the only way that she feel like she could get results is by being harsh.
Well, let me say this.
Go ahead.
I think that there's a different conversation, not different, but something I want to add to it.
Help me.
Basically, Tyler is telling Taylor that he does not want to have this 9-to-5 lifestyle.
Yeah.
I feel like Taylor has more room to be upset and kind of voice a lot of frustrations if he was basically saying that I'm going to get a job, but it's 8 months down the road and he still hasn't got a job. I think that's more reason to be upset. But if he's telling her, I want to be a model and this is what I'm going for, then Taylor, you have to figure out if you want to be a part of that journey or not.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you're going to accept it. You know? But at the same time, to say you don't want to, you got to give me something else. You got to say, I don't want a 9-to-5. Oh, you want to be an entrepreneur? That's good. Oh, no, I don't want to be that either. Now I'm lost.
Right.
Because there's nothing else to be. I know people want to say that I don't want to be a 9-to-5 job. I want to be a model. That's a job.
Yeah.
So I need Tyler to be more like direct.
But he said that. He's been getting modeling gigs.
But
so how more direct could he be? He's doing what he wants to do.
But okay, I understand that. But granted, Taylor needs to accept it or not accept it.
Right.
But I need to know, because I feel like if he was getting these modeling gigs and it was paying to the point to where like he don't have to be fronted, I feel like she wouldn't have a problem with this.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's getting these gigs, but
it's not enough money.
It may not be no money.
Right.
Like I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't think she has a problem so much with the not the 9-to-5 job thing. It's the whole you have no money thing. You may be like really a bad day of being broke.
Yeah.
Because if he was having all these models gigs and he had the money, I don't think she would have this much of a problem.
True. And I can see that. And I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
But next to Shantae, and Mark tells her, we're going to handle this thing together. Girl.
Okay. Listen here. If I'm at the bonfire, Mark, your job is to be neutral for everybody. When it gets to me, don't come sit next to me and hold my hand and be like, you ready to watch? You ain't sit next to nobody else.
Exactly. You got to be scared, Mark.
Exactly. Like, no, I'm not. And guess what? I wouldn't watch.
Right.
I wouldn't watch it.
And that's where we end.
Listen here. I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. We will release the rest of the videos later this week. We see y'all.
Bye.